You wake up at 3:12 in the morning, and you don't know why. No alarm, no noise. Just awake. You check your phone before you even check the time. That's the tell. That's how you know this isn't the first time it's happened. $210 in checking. Payday is 4 days out. The card you just use for gas has a balance you're not looking at directly, the way you don't look directly at the sun. You do the math in your head, in the dark, quietly so you don't wake anyone. Rent minus this, minus that. You've done this math so many times your brain runs it now without asking you first. You put the phone down. You don't go back to sleep for a long time. If you know that specific kind of awake, the 3 a.m. spreadsheet in your skull kind, this one's for you. Because there's a number that changes this. Not fixes it, changes it. $10,000. And what it does to you, the actual person lying there in the dark, is not what you think it is. If you want more of this, how money actually works on a person, not just on a spreadsheet, subscribe now. This channel exists to show you what's underneath the number. Let's get into it. Right now, every decision you make is being filtered through one question, and you don't even notice you're asking it. Can I afford to be wrong here? You call it being responsible, being smart with money. It's not that. It's fear wearing a calculator. You don't quit the job that's hollowing you out because you can't survive 3 weeks without a paycheck, let alone 3 months of looking. You don't ask for the raise because if they say no and it gets weird, you can't afford weird right now. You take the apartment with the landlord who doesn't answer texts because the deposit on a better place would wipe you out. You say yes when you mean no. You go quiet when you want to push back. You let the good opportunity pass because it needs 2 weeks of runway you don't have. You skip the dentist appointment for 6 months, then 8, then a year, telling yourself it's probably fine when really you just can't stomach what probably fine might cost to confirm. None of that is weakness. It's math, bad math, forced on you by a number and an app. That's the cage, not your boss, not your bills. The cage is a bank balance too thin to survive being wrong even once. $10,000 doesn't open the cage door with fanfare. There's no music. It's probably a Wednesday. You'll open the app the way you've opened it 100 times, watching a number creep up in small, boring increments. And there it is. 5 digits. You'll look at it 1 second longer than usual. You might not tell a single person, but something in you just got new information it has never had before. You can take a hit and still be standing. Not any hit, not a catastrophic one, the regular kind, the kind that used to end your month. That one, your body now knows, doesn't end you.
Here's where it actually shows up. Your landlord texts, "Rent's going up $200 starting next month. Take it or leave by the 1st. Before $10,000, your stomach drops, and you take it because moving costs money you don't have, and leave by the 1st isn't really an option when your bank account can't survive first, last, and a deposit at the same time. After $10,000, you read the same text and you feel something different. Annoyance, not panic. You can actually run the numbers on moving. You can say no. You can negotiate, because for the first time, walking away is a real option and not a bluff. That's not the same text anymore. It's not even the same conversation. The words are identical. You are not. Or this one. Your car starts making a sound. Not a small one. The kind that makes your jaw tighten before you've even pulled into the shop. Before $10,000, you don't ask what it costs before you say fix it, because there's no version of no available to you. You need the car tomorrow. You sign, you tap the card, you drive home doing math you already know the ending of. After $10,000, you ask for the estimate first. You get a second opinion if the number feels wrong. You can say, "Let me think about it," and mean it, because thinking about it doesn't cost you your ride to work on Monday. Same sound under the hood, completely different Wednesday. Or this one, and it's a smaller one, but it stings in a specific way. A friend gets engaged 3 states away. The invite comes with a save the date and a group chat already planning the flights. Before $10,000, you feel your chest tighten before you feel happy for them. You do the math on flights, a hotel split 4 ways, a gift, a dress, or a suit you don't currently own. You find a reason it doesn't work with your schedule. You mean the account, not the calendar. After $10,000, you check the dates, you check the price, and if it's a stretch you can choose to make, not a wall you quietly hide behind. You go. You're actually there, actually present, not doing silent math through the toast at dinner. The friendship didn't change. What changed is whether you get to show up for it. Here's the one nobody explains to you. The system itself treats you differently once you cross this line, not because you tell anyone, not because you look any different, but because the numbers behind the scenes shift. The interest rate on the next thing you finance won't be the rate you'd have gotten at $300 in savings. The credit offers that show up start looking like actual credit instead of a secured card asking for your own money as collateral. The person on the phone at the bank spends 1 extra minute being human with you because the account doesn't scream risk anymore. Even things that have nothing to do with the bank start bending slightly. Landlords running a background check see a number that says can absorb a bad month instead of one that says 1 late payment from a collections call. Insurance underwriting, in some states, weighs financial stability into the price you're quoted, whether anyone tells you that or not.
None of that is fair. All of it is real. The system was never grading your character, it was grading your cushion, and the cushion just changed the grade. And there's the part almost nobody says out loud. You stop waking up at 3:12. Not right away. It fades slowly over months, the way a headache you've had so long you forgot it was there quietly lifts, and you only notice because of the silence where it used to be. Your nervous system stops running threat math in the dark because there's no threat sitting there anymore waiting to be calculated. And when sleep comes back, everything downstream of sleep comes back with it. You're less short with people. You've got patience you didn't know you'd been rationing. You're not making decisions on the fumes of a body that's been on alert since 3 a.m. That's not a personality upgrade. That's just what you look like without the fear running underneath everything. Something else shifts, quieter than money, harder to name. You stop needing things you didn't know you needed. You stop over-explaining yourself in rooms where you used to shrink. You stop laughing at things that aren't funny because the person saying them is someone your old, thinner bank account couldn't afford to upset. The version of you that exists under constant financial pressure isn't really you. It's a compressed version, shaped entirely around what it couldn't lose risking. $10,000 doesn't build you a new personality, it just stops squeezing the one you already had. And people notice, even if they can't say what changed. Some relationships that were built on you always being a little short, always needing the flexibility, always splitting things a certain way, those quietly loosen. That's not loss. That's just gravity finding its level once the pressure's off. But something better happens on the other side of that. You show up steadier for the people who actually matter. Less snappy over nothing at dinner. Less distracted mid-conversation because a bill is due tomorrow and you haven't figured out how yet. The money stress wasn't staying in your bank app. It was leaking into every room you walked into. $10,000 starts sealing that leak, and the people close to you feel the difference before they can name it. Here's the part that keeps compounding long after this video ends. With no cushion, every year is a year of staying even. Money comes in, money goes out. In 12 months later, the number in the account is roughly where it started. You're not building, you're just not sinking. And not sinking is exhausting work that never once rewards you for the effort. The moment you cross $10,000, something structural changes. Some of that money starts sitting somewhere that pays you, a high-yield account, quietly adding to itself while you sleep, while you work, while you live your actual life. You watch $10,000 become $10,300 without touching it. That's the first time most people ever see, in their own name with their own eyes, proof that money can grow without them wringing more hours out of themselves to make it happen. A person who's surviving experiences time is the enemy, something passing while they stay in place. A person who's building experiences time completely differently, as the thing quietly working on their behalf, even on the days they do nothing at all. Once you feel that shift, even once, you don't go back to thinking about money the same way.
You're going to hear people say, $10,000 isn't real money, that wealth starts at 6 figures or 7. They're not wrong about scale, but they're missing what this number actually is. It's not the destination. It's the first piece of evidence, real, sitting in your account, in your name, that you are someone who can hold on to money instead of just passing it through. Before this, some part of you didn't fully believe that was true about you. After, you don't have to believe it. You can look at it. And the people who go from $10,000 to $50,000 and beyond usually aren't smarter or luckier than everyone else. They just stopped stopping. They hit the number, believed themselves for the first time, and kept the habit going, instead of treating the milestone like a finish line. Last thing, and it's the uncomfortable one, so stay with it. Once the fear lifts, you start noticing what some of your old spending was actually for. The dinner you couldn't really afford but went to anyway because you didn't want to be the one who said no. The upgrade you bought because the old version made you feel like you were falling behind everyone else. The thing you charged because explaining why you couldn't felt worse than the debt. Some of that spending was never for you. It was for how you looked to people who, honestly, were probably doing the exact same thing with their own card, running their own version of your 3 a.m. math in their own dark, just as quietly. $10,000 doesn't just sit there. It shows you the difference between spending to manage fear and spending because you actually want the thing. And once you can tell those apart, you stop doing the first one nearly as much. From here forward, the spending that's left is spending you actually chose. You wake up. It's a regular morning, no specific time worth naming. You check the app, not because you're scared of the number, but because you're a little curious what it says. It's higher than last week, not dramatically, just steadily, the way it's supposed to. The rent's still due. Something will still go wrong somewhere down the road. The car, the roof, the unplanned thing. You know that. You've stopped needing it not to happen. Because you're not the person doing math in the dark at 3:12 anymore. You're just someone who checked their phone, put it down, and got up to make coffee. That's what $10,000 actually buys. Not a different life, a different filter on the same one. The difference between reacting to your money and deciding with it.